replay link as well. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, hang on. To everyone. Okay, good morning. Hello, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jo Howarth. I run a company called The Happiness Club, and I teach people how to be happy. I do that because I used to experience massive levels of stress and anxiety, and now I don't. And I don't think anyone else needs to either. So, okay, Karen, cool. She's having difficulty hearing me. So hopefully everybody that's signed in live so far can see me and hear me. I am in my bedroom. I'm in my boudoir rather than my office because with all this self-isolating stuff, there are other people in my house. So I've shut myself away up here. So welcome to my boudoir. So yes, I'm Jo Howarth. I run the Happiness Club and I teach people how to be happy. My specialism in the world is stress and anxiety because that's where I came from. And so it's what I totally understand, which is why when the whole thing started kicking off over the last week or two, over the weekend, it was just like, I need to do something about this. And my original plan was to do this as a paid webinar. And then when I came to advertise it, I was like, I can't charge people for this. I can't do that. What's that about? I have this expertise and I am perfectly capable of sharing it. And if I can't do that for an hour for nothing to help people that are struggling, then who the blink am I? You'll notice that I replaced a swear word with the word blink because I'm trying not to swear. I do normally swear like a trooper. Obviously, when I'm running a workshop professionally, I don't swear. And I don't swear in the Happiness Club either. And I don't swear when I run a schools program. But me normally as a normal person, I swear quite a lot. So just a bit of housekeeping then. If you've never been on one of these before and you've not used Zoom before, I am recording this, so you will get a replay link afterwards. You've registered your place to attend, so I've got your email address, so I will send you out at some point today the link to replay this as many times as you want and get as much as you want out of it. We will be finishing, so by trade, I am an advanced hypnotherapist and a mindfulness practitioner. So they're the two tools of my trade. So we will, towards the end of the webinar, we'll be doing a bit of mindfulness stuff, but we will also be doing a bit of woo-woo hypno towards the end. You don't have to join in if you don't want to. It's not mind control. I'm not going to make you all go away and do my evil plan of world domination. Although if you want to help me with world domination, please go right ahead because happiness, awesome. So just so you're prepared, and when we come to do the hypno bit, I will hopefully remember to record that on this amazing device called my iPhone. So there will then also be an audio available of the hypno bit that we do in this webinar, which again, I will happily send out to you. That may take my brain a little longer to work out with the technical stuff of getting it from my phone to you, but I am capable of doing that. So you will get this replay link and you will get the audio. If at any point you don't receive either, please feel free to nudge me in whichever way you want to nudge me. You can phone me, you can email me, you can message me, you can WhatsApp me, you can LinkedIn me, whatever you want. I'm everywhere. So housekeeping in terms of being here live. If you've not done this before, you are all muted and I cannot see you because otherwise it's too distracting for me and for other people trying to listen and watch. But if you scroll along the bottom of your screen, there is a chat icon. So if you have a question at any point during this webinar, this session, please just click on the chat function. Some of you Yay, Karen can hear. Hurrah! Hello. So yeah, if you want to ask a question, some of you have already used it already, you can send a question to me privately. You can choose to send it privately to me, so nobody else needs to know what you've asked. And I will very cleverly, because I'm like that, weave the answer into whatever it is I'm saying, so that nobody even needs to know you've asked a question. It's like I'm a genius. Or you can ask the question to everyone, so you can choose to send it to everyone or privately. So either way, if you have a question, I will check the chat function on and off during this webinar. Okay, so feel free to ask any questions whatsoever. I'm very happy to answer anything. Obviously I have a structure to this, but we may go off on what I call a Joe tangent, because I have a habit of doing that, and because we don't know what questions you might have. So let's just do that. So let's start. So the absolute first thing I want to say to you is that I am not here to tell you how to feel. I'm not here to tell you how you should be feeling. You are feeling however you're feeling. I just want to help anyone that's not feeling great at the moment with all the craziness that's going on. My honest opinion is that we're being driven into panic and fear. Don't really know why we're being driven into panic and fear. Don't necessarily need to know why we're being driven into panic and fear, but we are. So if you are feeling anxious, whether you already have anxiety and this whole situation is ramping it up, or whether this whole situation is creating the whole new experience of experiencing anxiety, how many times can I say experience in one go? Whichever of those you are, I just want to help you feel better. If you want to feel better, entirely up to you. Again, I'm not here to tell you that you should be feeling better or you should try and make yourself feel better. I just want to help if you are feeling crappy. That's as close to a swear word as I'm going to get. So first off, let me start with an explanation of what anxiety is. This is utterly my explanation of what anxiety is. This is my understanding of it, having experienced it myself and having worked with Lord alone knows how many people experiencing anxiety over the years. So for me, anxiety is all about living in the future. Anxiety is a future-based emotion, okay? So when you are feeling anxious, you are not here, you're not in this moment here, right now. You're at some point in the future. A thought has occurred to you in this moment here, and your mind has just run away with it and taken it all the way, you know, like weeks, months, years into the future, until possibly the whole entire world has ended. Depends how much the catastrophizing is happening. And obviously, that causes emotions. The thing is, and the thing I really want you all to understand, is that you're making it up. So what you are anxious about is this stuff that's happening in the future, but it's only happening in here, and you're making it all up in here. Now, I'm not saying it won't become reality. Some of it might become reality, but at this moment in time, it isn't reality. It is a path that your brain has gone off on to make up this story. The absolute truth is, and this is the thing, people are panicking and anxious because we don't know. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how bad it's going to be. We don't know how it's going to pan out. The absolute truth is, we never know. We never know what's going to happen from one second to the next. It's impossible for us to know. But instead of accepting that fact, because that makes us feel out of control, we allow our minds to fill in the gaps and make up the story for us. Your subconscious mind, which is the biggest part of you, of your mind, your subconscious mind has actually no concept of past, present, future, okay? So if you are catastrophizing and imagining these terrible things and you've gone off down this path in your head, your subconscious mind just believes that that's your reality right now. And so it produces the relevant emotions to go with what you're experiencing. Its job, its absolute number one job, is to take care of you. So if you are imagining crap, 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 I did say I wasn't going to swear again. I've just said that about 20 times. Sorry. If you're imagining rubbish, 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 right? It just thinks that's what's happening now. And it goes, oh, we've got rubbish happening. Right, we better feel scared about that because that's, you know, we need to alert them that they're in danger. So we better feel scared or panicky or anxious about these things that are going on because we need them to know. We need them to know that this is dangerous, right? The thing is, when you're experiencing anxiety, what you're imagining isn't actually happening right now. I very much hope I'm making sense. So your subconscious mind just furnishes you with the appropriate emotions. So again, if you spend your time imagining brilliant, amazing stuff, it thinks that's what's happening now, and it makes you feel happy and brilliant and excited and hurrah, because they're the emotions that go with what you're imagining. Okay? So, in my honest opinion, and I am saying this as someone who's been there, in my honest opinion, anxiety, worry, I mean, anxiety is just an extreme form of worry, is a complete waste of your energy and your headspace. If you don't know what's going to happen, and as I said before, we never know what's going to happen, ever, between now and the next 5 minutes. So if you actually had the choice how to spend your energy in the next 5 minutes, whether to spend that 5 minutes worrying about what's going to happen in 5 minutes' time, or whether to spend that 5 minutes feeling calm or happy, which would you choose? If it was a direct choice between the two, which would you choose? Would you choose to feel rubbish, or would you choose to feel great, or as great as you possibly can? For me, there's absolutely no choice. I would choose to feel great. And I think most people, if you actually said to them, right, you can feel rubbish or you can feel great, which would you like? Most people are going to choose to feel great, which I'm hoping you're agreeing with. Now, here's the thing. You can choose. It is absolutely a choice. You can totally choose whether to feel rubbish or whether to feel great. So what I'm going to teach you today is some ways to help you choose to feel great. That's what we're up to, okay? Because it's hard. It's hard in this kind of situation because we learn most of everything that we've learned by repetition, okay? If someone tells us something enough times, even if that someone is ourselves, then we start to believe it. So if we are told that we're all going to die enough times, guess what? We start to believe it, and we start to imagine that future where that happens, and then we get the emotion that goes with it, okay? If someone tells us that we're all going to be terribly sick and that us being sick is going to lead to other people being sick and dying, that doesn't feel great either, does it? And if they tell us that enough times, then that path happens and the emotion happens, okay? So, some practical things you can do. We'll start with the practical, we'll move on to the woo-woo, all right? Practical things you can do to relieve this build-up of anxiety, to halt the anxiety building up. Controversial, are you ready? I'm going to ask you to stop watching the news, stop reading the news, and stop reading updates on social media. Now, obviously, your immediate reaction to that is, well, then I won't know what's going on at all. I won't know what's happening in Italy. Why do you need to know what's happening in Italy? Okay. I won't know what's happening in China. Why do you need to know what's happening in China? I don't know why I'm whispering those bits. I can't not read the news at all. I can't not check social media at all. Okay. That's fine. If you feel, I don't watch the news at all. I haven't watched the news for years. I don't read the news, I haven't read the news for years. I don't listen to the news on anything. I don't have the news on my phone or anything. I don't buy into the media in the slightest, which is slightly ironic because I do have a PR lady trying to make me more well known. But you know, there you go. But personally, I don't read the news, I don't watch the news, I don't listen to the news. I haven't done any of those things for years. My life has been decidedly happier since I stopped doing any of those things. I would highly recommend it. If you are the kind of person that actually, you know, actually I do need to, then restrict the amount of time that you're doing it for, okay? 5 or 10 minutes to catch up, to bring yourself up to date once a day, tops. This is if you're experiencing anxiety, obviously. If it's not bothering you, do what you want. But if you're experiencing anxiety, honestly, the constant churn, like I've just said, the more we're told something, the more we believe it. And there's so much conflicting information out there at the moment that, who knows what to believe? So it just sends you into chaos and panic and fear, because who do you believe? So just cut it out of your existence, or like streamline it to the absolute nth degree. So that goes for social media, that goes for news, actually physically on the television, that's what that's called. If that is starting to affect you, then literally cut yourself down to 5 or 10 minutes a day just to keep up with the latest advice or whatever. Can't stress that enough. It will, honestly, you stop doing that, your anxiety will start to fall immediately, promise. Another practical thing you can do is get out into nature. I know it sounds like an obvious thing, but seriously, get out into nature. I'm going to do it after I finish this webinar. It's beautifully sunny here where I am. I hope it is where you are today. Go out and appreciate the sunshine. Go out and appreciate the rain if it's raining. I love going for a walk in the rain. Yes, please, thank you very much. Look around you while you're walking. Breathe in that fresh air, like properly. Take big, frickin', nearly swearing, lungfuls of fresh air and clear the cobwebs out. Like go for a proper march for half an hour. Just go, clear out. While you're walking, focus on what's around you, focus on the blades of grass, focus on the trees, focus on the flowers. Get yourself out into nature and pay attention to it while you're walking. Don't walk along going, coronavirus, coronavirus, coronavirus. Go out into nature and go, oh, look at the squirrel. Oh, look at that tree. Oh man, that's an interesting shape. Oh, there's so many clouds in the sky. Oh, the sun on my skin is just beautiful, right? Pay attention to, immerse yourself in the beauty of the world, because it is a beautiful place, and we're being told the opposite at the moment, but it is absolutely a beautiful place. So go see it, appreciate it, and fill yourself with fresh air at the same time, okay? I said before that what happens with anxiety is we have a thought in the now that then gets carried away with itself and goes off down this path of imagining. It's called catastrophizing, and people do it to different levels. And obviously, if you're experiencing severe anxiety, you're probably doing it to quite an extreme level. So how can we minimize that happening? How can we minimize the mind running away with itself? Okay, so I want you to think, I'm going to give you a different example than this blinking coronavirus, right? I want you to think about, it's probably not much cheerier, I want you to think about being run over, right? Now, a lot of people have the attitude to life, you know, that they go do stuff because, you know, could be run over by a bus tomorrow. And you could be run over any time. There's a lot of cars, there's a lot of vehicles, there's a lot of roads. If you go for the walk to get yourself out in nature, you know, you might have to cross some roads. There's a danger of being run over. It could happen at any time. But because we're aware that it could happen at any time, we learn what to put in place to minimize the risk of that happening. So we're taught, we learn how to look both ways before we cross the road. We're taught, you know, we check our mirrors before we open our car door and get out of our car to make sure there's not a sneaky car coming up on the inside of us that's going to smack our car door. We take precautions so that it's highly unlikely that we will get run over, right? We check the road, we listen for cars, we double check again, we hold our children's hands, blah, 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 okay? We put plans in place to minimize the risk of this horrible thing happening to us. And then that allows us to go out into the world without constantly thinking about being run over. Same here, absolute same here. Follow the advice and do what you can to minimize the risk. It doesn't mean it won't happen. It doesn't mean it will happen. As already stated, we have no idea what's going to happen from one second to the next. But knowing that you're following that right procedure helps to calm things down. So make use of that right procedure. Affirm to yourself every time you wash your hands, aren't I great? I'm washing my hands. This is the advice. I'm not getting too close to people. Brilliant. I'm not hugging anyone. That is like the worst piece of advice for me ever. But it's what we have to do. Following the advice and consciously knowing that you're following the advice will help to calm you down. And every time you feel a panic, what I would do, and this is not necessarily, this is not necessarily to do with the coronavirus, but every time you feel a panic, I would sit and just quickly write a short plan for what you would do if it becomes reality. So, okay, so I'm panicking about giving the coronavirus to my mother-in-law. Okay, my mother-in-law has asthma, I'm not really, but imagine that I am. So my mother-in-law has asthma, genuinely does, and she smokes like a chimney. So she's actually, if she came into contact with it, she would be one of the high-risk people. So, okay, so imagine that I'm panicking now about her contracting the virus and doing this and doing that and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, this is terrible. She's going to die and it's going to be awful and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what can I write? I'm panicking. Write a plan for what you would do if it becomes reality. Okay, so actually the plan I can do is to not go too close, not go near my mother-in-law. I have 2 children. So, you know, let's keep everyone at their distance. Okay, I know to do that. If she got it, well, I would help do her shopping and I would make sure she was looked after. And, you know, if I couldn't go into the house, I would find someone that can and blah, blah, blah. And so on and so on. Just write a short plan for what you would do if the thing you're panicking about was to become reality. And read that plan through to calm yourself down so that you know now, I know now that if this happens, this is what I'll do in this situation. This is the plan I have. So I can just, okay, I'm sorted. I know what I'm going to do, which gives you that feeling of control, which helps to calm the anxiety down. Okay. So they are practical, like proper grown-up. I'm not very grown-up, but proper grown-up practical things that you can do to start and you're probably already doing some of those, so awesome. I did a live on Facebook, I don't know how many days ago, a few days ago, and I said, look, the thing is, nobody wants to die, obviously, and nobody wants anyone they love to die, obviously. And that's what we're scared of, and that's what we're panicking about, people dying. Now, here's the thing. At this moment in time, you're not dying. At this moment in time, you are alive. You are completely alive. And what we're doing, what we're being driven to do, is to focus on the idea that we're dying. But we're not. We're alive. So be alive. Put your focus on the fact, because it is a fact, because you're watching this webinar and I don't stream to the other side. So you're alive. So again, as I said before, if you had the choice to spend the next 5 minutes feeling rubbish or feeling great, which would you choose? Largely feeling great. If you had the choice between focusing on dying and focusing on being alive and the amazing, awesome thing that being alive is, which would you choose? I choose this one. I choose to focus on the fact that I'm alive, and that's an amazing thing. And I have this body that looks after me, and I have these eyes that help me see, and I have this mouth that helps me talk, and I'm alive, and I can go outside and walk around in the sunshine, and I can drink tea, and I can whatever I can do because I'm alive, because I'm going to focus on that. Okay, so ways that you can help yourself to focus on that fact rather than the other side is to spend some time every single day focusing on what you do have, what you actually have currently right now, on the positives right now, and say thank you for all of those things like 100 times a day. The more you do it, the better it feels, the better you feel. So thank you. Thank you for my husband. Thank you for my daughters. Thank you for me. Thank you for my home. Thank you for my bedroom. Thank you for this computer that allows me to communicate if I'm not allowed to go outside, which I am. I'm not self-isolating. Thank you for my phone. Thank you for our cats. Thank you for the friends that I have. Thank you for the sunshine that is streaming or trying to stream in through my windows, and I've blocked it out with the blinds, but I won't after this. Thank you for the water that I'm drinking. Yes, I am. Thank you for my clothes. Thank you for everything I can possibly think of. Thank you for my brain. Thank you for my sense of humour. Thank you for my ability to be in charge of how I feel and not succumb to other people. Thank you for all of that. Make a list, so you say them out loud like that, or make a list of all the brilliant things you have, all the brilliant things you do, all the brilliant things you enjoy. Write them all down and then say them out loud to yourself. Get them going in here. Look at how amazing this place is. Look at how amazing this world is. Look at how amazing. Thank you for the love that I have in my life. Thank you for that. Huge, huge, huge. Thank you for the joy I have in my life. Massive amounts of joy. Thank you for all these little things that I have that make my life so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if all you've got is 3 things on your list, make the choice to focus on those 3 things instead of the 60 billion things that might be going wrong. It's a choice, and you absolutely have the power to make it, okay? Practice appreciation every single day on purpose as many times as you can throughout the day. Literally as many times. I mean, set a reminder on your phone for every 10 minutes if you want to, 5 minutes if you want to, and just stop and go, thank you. Thank you for this. I don't know, I'm trying to look around for things. Thank you for my unicorn cushion. Thank you for the photos of the people I love on my wall. Thank you for the experiences I'm having. Thank you for the abilities I have. Thank you for everything I have in my life. Get to the end of your day, do the GLAD exercise. If you know me even vaguely, you'll know that I teach the GLAD exercise. Find everything you can from that day to be glad about, not everything you can from that day to be sad about. There'll be sad stuff, there'll be horrid stuff. Where you put your focus is entirely up to you. So I'm glad that this happened today, and I'm glad that that happened today, and I'm glad I had a cup of tea, and I'm glad I spoke to my friend, and I'm glad I spent time with my husband, and I'm glad I went out in the sunshine. And whatever, find the things at the end of your day to be glad about. Make appreciation a massive part of your day. Every day anyway, but especially at the moment. Like, you can't overdose on it. Go for it, okay? So that's one way to focus yourself on being alive. Another way is so right now, this second, you are alive. We've had that conversation because I don't stream to the other side. Might do in future, who knows? I just don't at the moment. But right now, you are alive. right now, the chances are you're also completely healthy. Most of you. Some of you might have contracted something, some of you might not. My daughter had tonsillitis last week. When she started, we were like, oh, it's the coronavirus. It wasn't, it was tonsillitis. Either way, even if you're not healthy right now, you are alive right now. So root yourself here. I said before, anxiety is about doing that into the future. So what we want to do is make sure we're here right now, here in this moment, because here right now in this moment, everything is actually fine. Even if you're a bit poorly, everything's fine. You're alive right now. Okay. So we want to practice, do some things to practice rooting ourselves here. Okay. So, and that can be as simple as consciously just reminding yourself, saying it out loud. Just say out loud, right now, I am fit and healthy. All is well. Or right now, I am alive and all is well. All is well is one of the most magic phrases you can possibly say to yourself. The more you convince yourself that all is well, guess what? The more all is well. So say that as an affirmation 1,000 times a day. Right now, I am fit and healthy, all is well. Right now I'm alive and all is well. Right now I am alive. Right now I am fit and healthy, all is well. Okay? Another way to root yourself in the present is to literally, well, not literally root yourself, because that would mean planting yourself in the garden, but what you can do, a really simple tool to help with anxiety, and you can do this sitting down, you can do it standing up, is to plant your feet very firmly on the ground in front of you, right? So if you're standing up, just really plant your feet, really feel solid, put all your attention down into your feet and like feel yourself making them solid on the ground. Whether you're standing or sitting, feel yourself making your feet, mine are tingling now because I'm talking about them. Feel yourself making your feet really solid and put all your focus on your feet. What that does is, again, really simple technique, and it takes 10 seconds, if that, to root yourself. What you're doing is rooting yourself here, now. This is where I am right now. Okay, I'm not in that future that I've made up. I'm here. Okay. One of my favorite ways, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so one more practical way of rooting yourself in the here and now is to practice focusing on one thing at a time. So put your full focus on something engrossing, even if that's just for 5 minutes a day, right? Fully immerse yourself in something. So there's a lot of, this is a very good mindful activity, and there's a lot of mindful activities, drawing, painting, the colouring books, planting, gardening, knitting, something that needs your full attention, right? That needs you to be fully engrossed, whatever that is for you. For me, it is the colouring thing. I haven't done that for a while, but that's mine. Because I'm not very good at it. So it needs my full attention to do it. I need to really think about what colour I'm putting where and do that. So something that fully engrosses you, even if that's just for 5 minutes a day, just practice that. Again, what you're doing with that, it sounds silly, but what you're doing with it is immersing yourself in the present moment, rooting yourself in where you are right now. And that will have an effect as you go out into your day. Okay, because you'll find that you start naturally to just be where you are right now, not panic about what might happen, but be here. Okay. One of my favorite ways to teach people how to be in the here and now is something that I call the 1 minute of nothing. So we're going to do it right now. So what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to set a timer on my phone for 1 minute. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to ask you to sit comfortably, make sure you're sitting comfortably, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes in a sec. And then when I set the timer and say your 1 minute starts now, what I want you to do is spend the minute focusing on every breath in and every breath out. I want you to put your full attention on every breath in and every breath out. There is nothing more in the moment than your breath. Every breath in is a moment in time. Every breath out is a moment in time. As soon as you start focusing on those breaths, your mind is going to start going off on one. You might manage to focus on 3 or 4 breaths, and then you'll find that your mind's just gone blah, blah, blah. Auntie Hilda's doing this, tra la 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 la. Every time you notice that your mind has gone wandering off, just bring your focus purposely back to your breath. As soon as you do that, another 500 thoughts about all the stuff you've got to do and haven't done and need to do, and it's going to crowd into your brain. Just bring your focus back to your breath. Every time you notice that your brain has gone off, just gently bring it back to focusing on your breath, just for 1 minute. So people, make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes, and your 1 minute starts now. Okay, and that's your minute. I did it too then, that was lovely. And I did it too, and my mind wandered off twice in that minute. So it's fine, it happens. Just gently bring yourself back to focusing on your breath every time you notice you've wandered off. So my challenge for you is to do that every day from now on, at least once a day, every day from now on. Okay, find somewhere comfy to sit, set a timer on your phone for 1 minute, or your tablet, or whatever it is you use, you watch, whatever, for 1 minute. And for that minute, close your eyes and focus on every breath in and every breath out. Every time you notice your brain's gone off, bring it back to your breath. Pure and simple. Again, what we're doing is practicing rooting ourselves in the now, instead of allowing that catastrophizing to roll off by itself. Okay. One more fairly practical suggestion for you, and then we're going to do a couple of more hypno-y woo-woo things. All right, you excited? I'm excited. So one of the things that I saw on LinkedIn, actually it was yesterday, and I just thought it was brilliant, so I added it into, I cannot for the life of me remember who posted it, sorry, but I added it into the content for this at the last minute because I just thought it was ace, so it was a thing about someone testing CEOs of companies for stress and anxiety, and the CEOs that in this current climate, and the CEOs that came out on top as being calm and relaxed, one of the key things they did, apart from most of all the other stuff I've already mentioned, one of the key things they did was look for the opportunities that this situation can bring, instead of looking, again, it's about focus, instead of looking at the panic that it can bring. So a lot of people I know are posting on social media saying, oh my God, what would you do if you had to self-isolate for 14 days? And my response to every single one of them has been, oh my word, I would get so much done. It would be bliss, man. I would watch all the movies that I've been promising myself I'll watch for ages. I'd get so many jobs done around my house. I'd play games with my children and spend time with my children. I would get so much work done, like the kind of work that has been on my back burner for a couple of years, like my next book. And God blimey, I can't even think, like, oh God, we're applying for accreditation for CPD points for our workshops at the moment. So that, brilliant. I'm way behind in putting the stuff together for it. Oh my God, I'd have that done in a day. It would be amazing, absolutely amazing. So while there are a lot of people on these threads, and I'm not saying I'm better, I'm just saying it's a nicer way to look at it. There are so many people on these threads panicking about, what will I do if I have to stay in my house for 2 weeks? What will I do? I'm like, bring it on, baby. This is what I'd get done. Look for the opportunities in this rather than the panic. Again, all about focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the panic, or are you focusing on, actually, this could be really lovely? I could spend all day cuddling my children because they're pretty much the only people I'd be allowed to cuddle. Cool. Anyway, so there you go. So I hope these tips so far have helped. Now, obviously, all of those are designed to help reduce the anxiety in the first place, to sort of proactively prevent it from being a thing or reduce it from being a thing. But a lot of us are already experiencing it. We're already feeling it. So what can we do if we're already feeling it and it's already there? And you're listening to me talk, thinking that's all very nice, Jo, and it's all very lovely, and thank you for the practical tips, but actually I feel crap and I really don't want to. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes for me for a minute. And I want you to focus in on the part of your body where you're feeling that anxiety, that worry, that panic. Just focus in on the part of your body where you're feeling that. So when I feel stuff like this, overwhelm, whatever, I get it in my chest. You might get it in your tummy, your head, wherever you're feeling it. Really feel into your body where it is inside you. And once you've pinpointed where it is in your body, I want you to give that feeling a colour. Does not matter in the slightest what colour you give it. Just want you to give it a colour, okay? Might be purple or blue or red or black or brown or yellow or gold or silver or whatever. Doesn't matter what colour it is, just give it a colour. And I want you to take a lovely, slow, deep breath in, as slow and deep as you possibly can, breathing into your tummy rather than your chest. Feel your tummy expand as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that you are breathing that colour out. So with your out breath goes the colour. And another lovely, slow, deep breath in. And again, as you breathe out, breathe that colour out. And now this time as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that what you're breathing in is love. I want you just to allow yourself to breathe in love and breathe out the colour of whatever it is you're feeling. So again, you might want to give the love feeling a colour. It might be easier. Again, red or blue or green or whatever. Imagine breathing that in, white, silver. Breathe in the love. You might see it as a colour, you might just feel it, whatever. Every breath in, you're breathing in love, and every breath out, breathing out that other colour, that other feeling, whatever it is for you, anxiety, panic, worry, fear. And just keep doing that until you've breathed all that colour out. Let's do one more lovely, slow, deep breath in, full of love. Let that love spread all the way around your body, all the way around the area where the rubbish feeling is. And then breathe out the rest of that rubbish feeling colour. One more lovely, slow, deep breath in, full of love. Let that flow around you. Hold it while you flow it around. And then breathe out the rest, all the rest of that rubbish colour. Okay. So, then gently open your eyes when you're ready. Okay. That is one of my favourite techniques ever. We teach it in our schools programme. I call them colour breaths. I'm really good at imaginative titles. If you know me, you'll know that. So if you find yourself starting to feel anxious, if you realise you've already gone down that path and the world's already ended down here and you're already feeling the anxiety and it's too late to nip that in its bud, then that simple exercise, again, you can do it for 10 seconds, you can do it for 10 minutes, totally up to you. But literally every breath in, imagine love flowing into you and around you. And every breath out, you're breathing out whatever colour you've given that feeling that you don't want. So whether that's anxiety or fear or whatever, just breathe the colour of that out. And just keep breathing until all that colour's gone. Okay? Now then, the last thing I'm going to do with you today is this audio thing I said I would do. So I'm going to pick up my phone and do what I need to do to record it in a minute. Now, the reason that I've put this together and the reason I've written it the way I've written it is because all of this panic and fear and anxiety and overwhelm is causing a lot of stress. Now, part of what we do at the Happiness Club is we go into businesses and we run workshops and webinars on resilience, which is basically stress management. The more resilient you are, the easier you find it to bounce back from stressful situations, okay? And you can't necessarily avoid stressful situations, but you can absolutely become more resilient to them, better able to cope with them. Now, the thing about stress is that when we go into the stress response, one of the first things that is affected is our immune system. One of the first things that stops working properly is our immune system. So if you are allowing, and I don't want to be harsh, but you are allowing, if you are allowing this situation to stress you out, you are affecting your immune system and actually making it more likely that you will catch something. And it might not even be the coronavirus that you catch, because your immune system will not be working properly. It will not be functioning properly. So the single, along with all the other bits that I've given you, the single best piece of advice I can give you today is to do your absolute best in every single moment to stay as calm and relaxed as you possibly can, instead of becoming stressed, because stress will affect your immune system. Staying calm and relaxed will boost it. It really is that simple. So you can use all the stuff that I've given you already to help you, but you can also use this hypno exercise and the free audio that I'm about to create for you. So bear with me a second while I find my recordy thing. That's the technical term. Okay, so once again, oh, cramp in my leg. Right, once again, I am going to ask you, that's a picture of my husband when he was a baby. Anyway, you'll be really pleased that I just announced that on a live. Right, okay, I have my recordy thing. So once again, I'm going to ask you to make yourself comfortable wherever you're sitting. Comfortable is the key, okay? Make yourself comfortable. Ideally, feet nice and flat on the floor and hands nice and loose in your lap, okay? Let me start. So make yourself comfortable. Feet nice and flat on the floor, hands nice and loose in your lap, or lie down if that makes you more comfortable. And close your eyes for me. And I want you to take a lovely, slow, deep breath in and hold it at the top. And as you breathe out, just feel a wave of relaxation flowing from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And take another lovely, slow, deep breath in and hold it at the top. And again, as you breathe out, just feel that relaxation flowing all the way through you. And now allow your breathing to return to normal. But know that with every breath out, you can relax even more. And so relax your eyes. Let the tiny muscles in your eyelids rest and relax. Relax your mouth. Relax your jaw. Let go of any tension in your jaw. Unclench those muscles. Let that go. Relax your shoulders. Let them droop more comfortably. Let that relaxation flow all the way down your arms, into your hands, to the tips of your fingers. Relax your chest. Relax your abdomen. Feel the slight rise and fall of your abdomen as you breathe in and breathe out. And let that relaxation flow all the way down your back and on into your legs. So relax your thighs, relax your calves, into your feet, to the tips of your toes. And now as you allow your body to continue relaxing, in a moment I'm going to count to you. I'm going to count from 1 to 10. And as I count each number, you can relax and go even deeper. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're more deeply relaxed. So deeply relaxed that you can picture and sense things very clearly. And I want you to imagine that you're standing in a garden, on a terrace, looking down into a beautiful garden. Steps just in front of you lead down into the garden, and from the bottom step, a lush green lawn stretches away to an ornamental pond. And it's a warm, still, sunny day. Trees and shrubs completely surround the garden, shielding and sheltering the garden, making it private. Flower beds set in the lush lawn are filled with beautiful, colourful flowers. If you look more closely, you notice that there are 5 steps leading down to the lower terrace, then more steps down to the lawn itself. In a moment, we'll walk down those first 5 steps. And as we do, you can relax and go even deeper. So let's begin. Down the first step, relaxing. And the second step, relaxing even more. The third step, deeper and deeper. The fourth step, deeper still. And the fifth step, very deeply relaxed indeed. And as you stand on the terrace just to one side of you, you notice a large stone flower vase filled with the most beautiful, colourful flowers. Just take a moment to notice those flowers. And in a moment, we'll walk down the next 5 steps to the lawn itself. And once again, you can relax and go deeper with each step you take. So let's begin. Down the first step, relaxing. And the second step, relaxing even more. The third step, deeper and deeper. The fourth step, deeper still. And the fifth step, very deeply relaxed indeed. And now you're in the garden, standing on the edge of the lawn. And there on the lawn, a little way in front of you, there in the sunlight, you see a garden bench. In a moment, we'll walk across to the bench. It's not far. And when we get there, I'll ask you to sit down. As you sit down on the bench, then you can really relax. So let's begin walking now. Feel the grass beneath your feet, the fragrance of the flowers just becoming apparent, but above all, the peace and quiet of this private place. And here we are by the bench. So sit down and be very deeply relaxed indeed. And now, as you continue to relax deeper and deeper, your subconscious mind comes to the fore and listens to what I say. And because the things I say are for your benefit, and of course with your approval, your subconscious mind accepts them and acts upon them. So these ideas become firmly fixed deep within your subconscious mind, helping, strengthening, and sustaining you long after you awake from this special relaxation. Now, this special relaxation allows your body's self-healing processes to work for you very powerfully. As each muscle rests and relaxes, it gains in strength and is re-energized. Your internal systems, your heart, your lungs, your digestion, all move more slowly during this time, being soothed and calmed, being repaired. So this relaxation allows you to be fitter in every way. It also allows you to enjoy a sense of inner comfort. And as you become more accustomed to relaxing more fully, that inner comfort develops into an inner strength. This inner strength enables you to recognize your true worth, become aware of your own potential. So now, in their pathways, deep within your body, your nerves are rested and relaxed. Steady, calm nerves bring a calmness of mind that becomes a part of you, so that each day you are more relaxed, calmer, and more at ease. You can feel good health and vitality pour into every cell of your being. Your body and mind know how to take care of you in the best way. Your cells are refreshed and rejuvenated. Your health is sure and steady. I want you to take a moment to see a picture of yourself in your mind's eye, looking exactly the way you want to look, fit, healthy, and strong. Notice every detail of that picture. See yourself looking happy, calm, carefree, healthy, fit. As you look at that picture, feel the calm in that picture. Feel the joy in that picture. Feel the love in that picture. Notice how you look, how you hold yourself, what clothes you're wearing, how you gesture. See yourself exactly as you want to be, and know that this is you. Remember now these words, calm and relaxed. Any time that you feel it necessary, you can combine these words with taking a long, deep breath. And as you breathe out, a feeling of calmness and relaxation spreads through you, bringing comfort to every part of you. So now your mind becomes calmer and clearer in every way. You're able to focus your mind on what you're doing, to concentrate on one thing at a time, and at the same time dismiss totally any negative thoughts or attitudes, so that you're learning to take control of your own life. If at any time you should have any trouble going to sleep, all you have to do is to turn your eyes up to the ceiling, take a long, deep breath, and think to yourself the words calm and relaxed. As you do this, your eyes close, your body and mind relax completely, and very soon you drift off into a deep and natural sleep until the appropriate time for you to awaken in the morning. And because you're getting a good night's sleep, you will wake up feeling refreshed, healthy, and optimistic about the day ahead. So now take a few moments to allow these suggestions to be absorbed by your subconscious mind, so that it can feed them back into your daily living, so that you can become the person you choose to be. And in a moment, I'll awaken you. I'll awaken you by counting from 10 to 1. As I count each number, your relaxation becomes lighter and lighter. At 1, your eyes open and you're wide awake, but rested, relaxed, and feeling so good. Feeling good within yourself, and feeling good about yourself. And these good feelings stay with you long after you open your eyes. So I'll begin. 10, 9, 8, coming up now. 7, 6, 5, lighter and lighter. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling good in every way. There we go. So, I hope you've all come back. I was going to be really silly and shout something then in case you hadn't come back. But I won't do that. If you've gone to sleep, that's awesome. Go to sleep and sleep it off. Ah, good, I'm glad. Let me have some water now, a bit dry throat. Not a dry cough, a dry throat. Anyway, so I very much hope, I very much hope that something I've said today has helped. All of it might have, just one thing might have, but I hope it's been some assistance. Thank you for joining me today. If you'd like more information on what I do, my work, my actual work, please get in touch. The website's thehappinessclub.co.uk. Pretty much everything is on there, but feel free to get in touch with me. If you have any questions after you've experienced this webinar and you want to get in touch with me, please joe@thehappinessclub.co.uk, or I'm on Facebook as Joe Happiness Howarth. I'm on LinkedIn as Joe Happiness Howarth. You can message me any old way you want to. One important point for me to make is that these techniques will only work if you use them. So it sounds like an obvious thing to say, but believe me, sometimes I need to say it. They only work if you actually use them. Okay, so I hope you use them. So these are the exact kind of techniques. Some of them are the exact techniques that I use to come out the other side of anxiety. Okay, it's absolutely possible, totally and utterly possible. Don't let anyone ever tell you it isn't. And I think remember to do whatever you need to do in that moment to calm yourself down and feel better. So sometimes that might be the 1 minute of nothing. Sometimes it might be the colour breath. Sometimes it might be making that plan. Sometimes it might be sitting down and listening to that audio. Okay. Just ask yourself, what do I need to do right now to make myself feel better? It might be one of the things I've taught you. It might not. Thank you, Sophia. That's a really cute message. Thank you. And I think the last thing I would like to say is to do what you can to avoid spreading panic. Rumours are rumours. There's a lot of conflicting information going on, and not all of it's true. And if any of it is kicking off your anxiety, then come back and revisit this webinar once I send you the replay link. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you found it useful, and go and have a gorgeous, calm and relaxed, happy day. Bye.